Hello and welcome. This week, Frosty Friday Inc., our benevolent employer, has an S3 bucket that is filled with CSV data dumps. This data is needed for analysis, and our task is to create an external stage and load the CSV files directly from that stage and into a Snowflake table. We've also been provided with the URL link to an S3 bucket. So let's go ahead and jump into our Snowflake worksheet. Before we can get started, there are a couple of things we need to configure. The first thing is to provision a virtual warehouse to process our queries. So let's go ahead and create a warehouse of size small. We'll also need a database, as well as a schema. A schema is a logical grouping of items within our database. In other words, a way to organize our tables. With that, we're all set up and ready to take on the exercise. The first thing we're going to do is create a named stage. A stage is just a pointer to where data files are stored so that the data in the files can be loaded into a Snowflake table. Our script here is creating a name stage with the URL link that was provided to us as a parameter. With the stage created, at this stage we'll want to know the contents of our stage. What files and how many files are there? So let's go ahead and execute the list command. We see 3 files, 1, 2, and 3 of the file format type CSV. So let's go ahead and explicitly tell Snowflake that the incoming files are of this file type. Now, strictly, this step isn't necessary, but it's always good practice. Okay, with our file format set up, the next thing we'll want to do is to have a look inside one of the 3 files. So let's go ahead and peek into the data. Now, this step is a bit of a trial and error. I'm guessing that there are 3 different columns 1, 2, and 3. But as we see in the results panel, the second and third columns return nulls, suggesting that this file actually only has a single column. This will be handy as we create the structure of our table. So let's go ahead and create a table with two columns, both of the varchar or string data type, one labeled happy days and the other tracking the source file. With our table created, let's go ahead and run a select statement to view the records in the table. And as we'd expect, our query produces no results, seeing as the table is empty. So let's go ahead and remedy that by moving the data from the name stage we created earlier and into the destination table using the copy into command. All right. Snowflake tells us that the files have been loaded successfully. Okay. But we can go ahead and validate that by running another select statement. Okay, with our two columns. And what we'll notice is the third file has been loaded first, followed by the second, and lastly by the first file. Now, technically, we've completed the requirements of this challenge, but we can go ahead and just reorder these 1, 2, and 3 by using the order by command. Okay, and one final thing we might want to do before wrapping up the exercise is just to have a look at the load history from the information schema, which comes by default with every database in Snowflake. Okay, and with that, we've just successfully completed the exercise by creating a stage to pull in data from an S3 bucket and into a Snowflake table. If you found this video useful, remember to like and subscribe for more such content. And as they say in my hometown, don't forget to be awesome.